Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Jenelle Kim and Craig Nandoo with The Experts, and we are here at Innikos, Napa Valley at the beautiful Silverado Resort. And today we are interviewing Lorne Lucree with Tatcha. He is the SVP and Global Innovation Mogul.
Take that.
I had to say more to that role, right? And he has so much to share because he has truly led many different brands, if you will. He's going to get into that much more in just a moment here with innovation in particular, which clearly is something that we absolutely love, anyone who knows us. So I'm going to let you take over, Lorne. Tell us a bit about yourself, a couple of the milestones throughout your journey.
Yeah. So I've been working in beauty for over 15 years. I started in global marketing at L'Oreal, product development at Clinique at Estee Lauder, and then spent 6 years at a luxury brand incubator creating brands for Sephora and Ulta, working with founders, doing formulation, packaging, and then jumped over to the other side, leading innovation and R&D at the largest beauty and personal care contract manufacturer in the US, so working with brands of all sizes to formulate for them. And then joined Tatcha in August, heading up innovation under the Unilever Prestige portfolio.
Yes, that's really amazing. Tatcha has definitely grown to be incredibly well known, obviously, throughout the world. What do you think made that happen? What makes them so special?
Yes, it starts with Vicky Sives, the founder, her really strong story, and she, was so passionate about the power of Japanese skincare and Japanese formulation approach, of how that's solved her skin issues, and really rooting everything in that kind of Japanese mindfulness, which is really. And it's still to this day, we actually have our same formulators who formulated our first product still working with the brand, which is so cool, which not everybody has, which is awesome.
It's pretty huge.
And beautiful packaging and just a really strong story and great partners. So we're growing globally, which is great. So launched in China, the UK, Australia, and kind of continue that march forward to kind of expand across the world.
Absolutely, Lauren. Now I have to kind of jump in here for a second. You may not even know this, but I have a very special place in my heart, particularly for Tatcha, because 20 years ago, when we started in the luxury spa and resort industry, if you will, and then kind of moved across in our formulation and manufacturing all the things. Way back then, I started because I come from a lineage of herbologists in Korean medicine. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, and so way back then, people would say, "Oh, that's really nice, Jenelle." I wasn't even a doctor then, but I don't think people are going to get the Asian thing. And that was fine. I didn't ruffle my feathers. And so here we are. I would like everyone to know Tatcha is one of the biggest, and you heard it yourself, Lauren say that Tatcha truly does stick to the ritual, the tradition, the formulation, and the Japanese mindfulness, which is such a huge part. It seems to be a consistent, kind of topic here, even in our interviews for season 2 of The Experts, which is beautiful, that mindfulness is just as much a part of beauty formulation.
And we were talking about science before. It's like TCM, a lot of that. It's like I feel like it was ahead of its time, and so what we're seeing is actually science is actually finally catching up with the power of those ingredients. And so we're now able to more easily or more clearly demonstrate the efficacy of these ingredients, etc., that we've been formulated with. So I think people knew it worked. Maybe they didn't know all the details of why, and now we're able to understand and supplement that, which has been really cool to see, because it's so cool to see how all these herbs, extracts, etc., have been traditionally used, and now to leverage them in skincare has been really cool to see, and then actually support it with data.
I absolutely love that, and I see the passion. Even when you say that, it is really cool. In my humble opinion.
I want to ask you: is Tatcha? Are they still founder owned, or have they been acquired?
So we've been acquired. We were acquired by Unilever Prestige about 3 years ago, and but still run very independently. So Unilever Prestige is now 10 brands, including K18. So Savine was the last acquisition. So we run, again, very hands off, but with the awesome thing is that it's actually indie spirit, but also the resources of Unilever that we have access to, which is cool. So from some of the R&D resources, et cetera, we can some of the research, et cetera, we can pull from, which is cool. And then marry that with kind of our agility, fast moving, our Japanese formulation expertise, et cetera, which is great.
That's great. Thank you. And some of the viewers who may be watching are indie brand founders or thinking about potentially being acquired in the future. And what you say is like, Tatcha has been very good at sticking to who they are and not changing as a result of that. How does your approach to innovation, now that it's part of a bigger company? I know you mentioned it's still run independently, but how does that affect your approach to innovation with what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, we think, it's interesting. I describe Tatcha as being kind of in its like tween years because we're not an indie brand anymore. We were launched in 2009 and we're kind of growing up. But, the beauty of indies is that you're small, you have a founder that has a really strong point of view that you can disseminate very quickly. And, when you grow, you have to naturally, when you scale globally, you have to grow the team. And we, at doing that, and when the founder kind of steps back, it's kind of like, how do you instill that vision in terms of what that looks like? And so, well, what I think is an interesting approach is more data driven. So what we've done is kind of implement a lot of actually software and tools that allows us to really understand who our Tatcha user is, but also the market where it's going. So developing unique insights specific to us that we can then leverage.
This episode is brought to you by JBK Wellness Labs. JBK Wellness Labs is the premier contract manufacturer for retail and e-commerce clean beauty and nutritional brands of all sizes. JBK formulates and manufactures for brands carried in Sephora, Credo, Ulta, Whole Foods, Four Seasons, and other locations across the globe. JBK helps brands develop their products through a process called collaborative manufacturing, creating a team mindset between JBK and the brand in order to develop extraordinary, innovative, and effective products that are in line with the brand mission. If you're looking to develop the next clean beauty or nutritional blockbuster, go to jbkwellnesslabs.com to get in touch.
Which is kind of those cool things that maybe you won't read in a trend report online or whatever, but it's like unique to us that then captures some of that founder spirit of like, oh, this what she was thinking about, or what maybe something interesting, maybe might seem like a smaller opportunity, but that we can blow up to be really big because we know it resonates because you know Tatcha, you love it, you trust it, whatever it might be.
It's really interesting because I know that, smaller brands who are looking to do bigger scientific studies. It might be a challenge for them, right? Absolutely. It's like it's lower on the priority list because they know their product works and they know their customers love it. And being able to do that, it sounds like Tatcha now has the ability to do that because they're part of a bigger parent. And so it seems like a nice natural evolution in the brand.
Yeah, and I think, if I had any advice for indie founders, it's
advice for indie founders.
It is clinicals are necessary, but really focus on what's going to move the needle and unique claims that you can be ownable. So I think that's where we're seeing clinical testing advance to a place where you can do some really cool stuff if you're thoughtful about it and you don't. So the value of being an indie is being disruptive and push that versus just trying to go after, if I see another 100-hour hydration claim, it's like everybody, it's like what's more unique and what's a unique point of view that you can bring to the table. So.
Be disruptive.
Be disruptive. That's right. Grace Forder likes that as well. She's here with Studio 10. I wanted to know just a couple minutes here because I have a feeling it's going to be interesting, Lorne, if you wouldn't mind. So you are from where again?
From Missouri.
Yes. And so how did you get here? Is this what you thought you would be doing? I just have a feeling I'm going to love this part.
You know what? I've been obsessed with product for forever. And I think what I love about beauty is it's so emotional. And so it's like what touches you. So if you ask anybody about beauty, what they use, it's like they'll tell you. And typically we'll have a story along with it of something, and it's changed their lives. And I think that is, to me, as I love people and I get my energy from other people. And I think that's been what's really fueled my passion for this industry. And then it's just exciting. There's like every day, it's like change. There's new stuff to read about. There's new stuff. Indies are doing the craziest things that are like inspiring and driving the industry forward. And it's like, that to me is like,
it's like creative and optimistic. And even we come together like this 100%. And we find quick friends, to be honest, because we all are on the same wavelength.
Absolutely. And there's so much opportunity. I was talking inside. It's like, it is a very kind industry.
I agree.
And I've rarely met anybody that's cutthroat or competitive. It's everybody wants to help. And everybody just loves it, which is great. So, and if you don't, you very quickly exit because you realize it's not a place. It will become frustrating very quickly.
I like what you said. It reminds me of a killer song, and it's have all the songs been written? And you think in beauty, there's so many brands, and have all the beauty brands been created, but there's always something new.
Always.
There's always a different angle, and people are creating new things. And so all the songs haven't been written yet.
This is the truth. This is the truth. I think that's a beautiful way to close down our interview. Thank you so much, Lauren.
Thank you guys.
We'll certainly
Thank you, Lauren.
have more time together, hopefully.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.